In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 8 money mistakes to avoid in your 20s. Now, the first mistake that a lot of people make is that they want to earn before they want to learn. Now, the issue with this is that you only earn with the value you provide, meaning if you haven't learned enough, you won't be earning enough. And then people complain about, oh, I'm not making as much money as I want to. Well, maybe it's because you just haven't learned the actual fundamentals just yet, and you've jumped right to the advanced section of a lot of things. So it's very important to actually even work for free if you have to gain the experience and to gain the knowledge that you need to actually earn money. Now, the second mistake is that people spend more than they earn. It's as simple as that. I've seen a lot of people, they work paycheck to paycheck. If not, they even yet spend more than they earn. Now, the best way to avoid this is to simply not spend any of your money apart from, gas or fuel, if you want to call it, mobile bills in general, like water, electricity, maybe even the gym. But that's very limiting, and that's not quite ideal for anyone's growth. Maybe at the early stages in someone's journey, but not for very long. And another thing that you can do, another strategy, is that you could allocate a set amount of money every paycheck or every income that comes into your bank account and put it aside. Don't touch it or anything. You can invest that money into whatever you want, something short term for the time being, and then eventually you invest in some long-term gains. But you use that allocated money for investments and for emergency purposes, like if you need some urgent medical support for yourself or for your family, whatever it is. The third one I want to talk to you about is kind of linked to the second point I just covered, is that you spend on absolutely stupid shit. Like stupid shit. It can be, stupid cars you buy when you don't even have that much money. For example, you buy a $100,000 car, but you only have maybe 150K, maybe even 250K in your bank account. That is yet a very stupid decision to make. Now, instead of doing that and blowing your money on some stupid shit, invest in yourself. But now what I mean by this is you invest in things that will help you grow as a person in terms of your health, well-being, mental health, whatever it is. There are tons of ways you can invest in yourself without actually hurting your pocket too much. For example, I recently bought these 2 books, Atomic Habits and The Way of the Superior Man. The purpose of it was not to just read, but to actually understand how to become a better man, how to improve every day as a person and in my business as well. So that's in terms of, and another example is I just recently bought 5 kilos of protein powder. Now, the reason why I did that is it's not that I'm vegetarian. No, I do eat my meat quite well. Animal meat, for anyone gets some crazy ideas. But the reason, so I do consume natural sources of protein like eggs, chicken, fish, whatever it is, I do consume that. But the reason why I got protein powder is because on the days and on the hours that I need to consume protein but I don't have enough time to make my meals, I would just put the protein powder in a shaker, put some milk, some water, whatever, and just drink it. So it takes me less time to prepare the meal, and I yet get the same amount of protein, if not even more, because I can just add how many ever scoops I want, and I can keep my fitness in check because I do go to the gym almost every day, so I need my protein every single day. Now, the fourth thing I want to talk to you about is flexing what you don't have but claiming it's yours. You've seen people online on Instagram, people flexing their Lamborghinis, Ferraris, their lavish lifestyle, and honestly guys, most of these people, they're not actually rich, they're not successful, they're just selling a lifestyle by renting all these liabilities, these props, I guess, to just get you to buy into their course or whatever. So people are, these days, they flex by going broke to appear rich. And so I would say just progress in life in the ethical way. So progress by actually wanting to progress, because if you just want to progress by faking it, you will just get stuck at the end of the day, and you'll get a lot of backlash for everything you've done to kind of appear as a rich person, for example, but you're just not. Now, the 6th point I want to make is actually a very interesting one, and no one's really talked about it before. Well, I don't think so at least, is to stop using the points system at supermarkets and all these other stores. So what I mean by this is, at least in Australia, there's things called Flybuys, and Woolworths Rewards is used mainly in grocery stores, and it's also linked to help you save a couple cents per litre on fuel. Now, the reason why I stay away from these types of systems is not because I don't want to save money. It's just that the amount of money you save is simply not worth the mental capacity it takes up. So because at the checkout, they always ask you, scan your blah 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 rewards card, and I've seen people searching for it on their phone or in their wallet and then tapping it and then being like, oh, how many points do I have now? I have 20,000 points, I have $20. It's just like, it's so little money that but it's just not worth your time. So as soon as I stopped doing that, I kind of realized that I was wasting a lot of time trying to save like 20 bucks a month, or like even like 20 bucks a year probably, in just looking at those little points where I can just ignore all that and just buy what I want. I go to a grocery store and I just buy what I want, not what I think I can buy because of my points. Now, the 7th point I want to make is to stop going out all the time. Okay, people in their teens, and especially, well, even the 20s, they make this mistake of going out all the time, wanting to socialize and saying, enjoy your life, have fun. You know how it goes these days. Now, the issue with this is, first of all, it takes a big toll on your mental capacity without you actually realizing it. And even if you do realize it, most people, the average Joe, would just ignore it and say, this is life. I'm just trying to have fun while I'm young. Stop being friends with such people, please. But apart from that, the financial point of this is that you're spending a lot of money. Now, in Australia, it's a very stupid tradition of going to the Valley. It's like a clubbing district of Brisbane City, where there's clubs and, you know, all the degenerate stuff. Now, on an average night, I used to go to the club, so I kind of know a bit about the pricing and stuff. On an average night, entry is like 20 bucks maybe, and most people go club hopping where they have $20 entry, like 5 different clubs, so that's already like $100. Let's just say it's $50 in total on one night on club entries if you're going club hopping. It's a bit of a low estimate, but let's just say $50. And then at each club, you're spending at least $100 on drinks, because first of all, you're already drunk. Second of all, even if you planned to not spend any money on drinks at the club, you're so drunk that you just would anyway. So you end up spending at least $100 a night. And then on top of that, everybody Ubers back home. That's another like $40-50. So you're spending anywhere between like $150 to $250 per night at the Valley. And for those people that are watching this and say, oh, it's not that much, well, you know what I mean. Like, even if it was $50 a night, you're going every weekend, just about $250 a month, which is just under $3K in a year. Now look, $3K in a year is not that much, but you're spending it on something that literally gets you nowhere in life. You're not meeting the right people. You're not using your time properly. You're going to a club, but you're going to get drunk. Or what? Have you made it in life? Have you succeeded? Have you reached your goals? Have you ticked those boxes on your checklist? No, right? So why are you going there? Like, what is wrong with your mind? Just fix it. You're watching this video so you can fix it. Now, the last point I want to make, the 8th point. Now, it's not the most important, but it is but it is one of the most important ones I have realized along my journey, only very recently, but certainly have realized, is to outsource your work. Now, this applies for business owners, entrepreneurs, as well as just people in general, to be honest. Now, me, for example, I used to edit my own videos, short form videos, as well as like 1 or 2 long form videos. And I realized I was spending days, honestly weeks, to edit it. And I was just like, I'm trying to learn a skill that I don't need to learn. Like, I shouldn't be learning the skill. I should master how to make good videos and have editors on my side, on my team, to edit the videos. And yes, it's going to be expenses, and I was too afraid to invest in that. But I just said I can be doing so much more with my time, make so much more money by putting these tasks for the experts in the appropriate fields. And so I did, and I'll have about 3 or 4 editors that have specific tasks to do every single week, almost every day. And I pay them at the end of every month. And even though it is a fairly chunky investment, it's helped me a lot because I have scaled my businesses, and we're still at the very early stages. But what I'm trying to say is that outsourcing your work is important. And if you're not in the business space, not an entrepreneur, you can yet do this. You can yet outsource your work. For example, if your work relates emails. Now, instead of looking at emails every day and kind of seeing the ones that are important, that are not important, you can have a virtual assistant. You can literally get a virtual assistant from the Philippines for $7 an hour. You can call them up whenever. I literally have a friend that I recently made in the business space. He's a pretty big guy. He's like a low-key guy, but a pretty successful guy. Great connection from one of my business partners. And he has a virtual assistant from the Philippines. He calls her up like whenever he wants and says, I need a hotel booked for this time, or check my email. So I think he gets her to check the emails every single day. But on top of that, he also uses her to book in hotels if he's traveling anywhere, and she does everything. And then at the end of every month, he's like, how much I owe you? She says, $100, done, sent. And it's so cheap, and it saves you so much time and reduces your mental pressure by a lot. So that's essentially the 8 points. There's a lot more I can cover. If you guys want more videos like this, comment down below and I will definitely produce some more. Hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be dropping insane videos for you guys. And if you have any feedback in terms of the video, anything, criticize me, whatever, you can message me on Instagram. I'm just going to leave a link down in the description. And yeah, I hope I see you guys next time.